it's a great place to work, right? You're surrounded by dedicated people who love what they do, and we're serving the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. You gotta love it. We're bringing brands to the province that we're proud of, we'd use personally, so it really makes us really happy to be able to share that throughout the province. I think what's unique is our connection to the province, to the people we serve, and where we live. At the end of the day, all the equipment we sell is meant to keep the province moving.
Well, I'm Alan Dale from Gale Force Winds. What an absolute pleasure it is to be here in beautiful Corner Brook, Newfoundland and Labrador. And of course, I'm at the municipalities, Newfoundland and Labrador 75th anniversary show, and I want to tell you, great conversations are happening. Thank you to our good friends at Harvey Co. bringing this entire conversation alive. They know that everybody's voice matters and everybody should be heard. And on that note, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us what you do.
Hi, I'm Jason Budgell. I'm the CEO of Ridegell Consulting. Ridegell Consulting is a technology consulting firm, cybersecurity and managed service provider in St. John's, Newfoundland.
So break down exactly what kind of services you would provide, let's say a municipality.
So for municipalities, they're under siege by cyber threats every day. They handle critical data, and they don't have the infrastructure in place to actually manage it at a detailed level, because, you know, the budgets are tight, the technologies are a little older, so they're becoming prime opportunity targets for threat actors. What we do is we go in and say, hey, here's the alternatives on how you can train your resources to understand what the threats are so that you don't get taken advantage of. Here's some simple things that you can do that are not expensive to actually protect yourself and your data from the cyber threats that exist. So that critical information that you collect about your town people, about your employees, is behind a wall that people can't get to, and that you don't get hacked or taken advantage of in ways you don't want to be.
And so if I were, you know, a CAO of a municipality and I said, okay, I really need to look at this thing, what would that look like? How would I engage with you, and then what would the next steps look like?
Great question. So for us, it's really about a conversation. Every municipality is different, but they have some things in common about how they have to manage data. So it's best to just sit down with us and say, hey, this is what I have. What do I need to do first, right? It's a journey. Think of IT and cybersecurity as a journey. You can't do everything at once. You have to get the basics right. You have to think about email security. You have to think about training your people. Everybody has email. It's the most common way threat actors get into the environment. And then think about the technologies you're using. Are they the technologies you're going to have long term? Are there things you need to change in that environment to make it safer today? And how do you transition to a safer environment going forward? And a lot of the communities are in different levels, they're different sizes, they have different capabilities already in place. Some have IT people on staff. Some people are using, you know, friends and family that have an IT background. So it's really about having a conversation and having the municipalities form a community of knowledge resources so that they have the information in front of them to make a decision on.
How complicated is sort of that first step, just establishing the baseline, like to know exactly what, you know, what goes from there? Is that a conversation with one or two people in the community, or a number?
Yeah, most communities are fairly straightforward in their IT setup today. So it's a very quick conversation with one or two people to just get a lay of the land. And then you can say, hey, there's 3 or 4 steps you can do really quickly. There's 5 years ago, cybersecurity was really expensive. Today, the tools, out of everything that's gotten more expensive as we move forward, cybersecurity is one of the things that's gotten cheaper.
Okay.
A lot cheaper. So everybody should get training. Training is a very simple way to protect yourself. 80% of cybersecurity incidents are user started. Somebody clicked on an email, somebody answered something that they didn't need to. Cybersecurity training for very, you know, everybody uses the analogy of a cup of coffee a day for pricing. It's actually less than that over a year for people to have cybersecurity training. And it's the most effective step you can take is to train your people, because it reduces, we call it the human firewall. Mm-hmm. It reduces that first interaction where most problems happen. Yeah. So it's the biggest bang for your buck. You get the most value for just training your resources. And these things are simple. You don't need any extra infrastructure. You just need access to the internet.
Right.
So once you have your people trained, then you can, reduce the threat exposure you have. Then you can look at email security. Email security, again, is, 5 years ago, you're talking thousands of dollars. For now, is you can get email security for $50 per user per year, not per month, per year. So if you're thinking you got 10 email boxes you need to protect for $500, and that's an example,
Yeah.
It's $500 you can have, for a year, 10 people email protected. And the example that we're going to show on stage tomorrow is we hired a resource, and they published online on social media saying, hey, we've just joined this company. We've just joined Ridegell Consulting. And immediately they got a spam email to their home personal email and our corporate email saying, hey, from me, saying, could you help me get some gift cards? Normal scam. Luckily enough, the person we've hired, we'd already trained him on cybersecurity. We have tools in place from our email security that picked up that this was a problem, that this was a spam email where somebody was trying to take advantage of a new hire who probably didn't know have all their training done and know all the rules. And so we will walk through how that actually happened, how the email protection worked, and then when I went to her home email or personal email. Of course, she didn't have the email security on her home email. What she actually knew because of her training. So you can see where the training makes a difference.
Right.
And then you can see where the tools actually are the next layer on top of it. And the email tools are so efficient now. They'll go through and they'll say, the domain that they sent the email from is different. And then they'll actually scan the email message and say, oh, they use gift card. There's keywords that they look for now in the email tools that actually will show you what the email is doing and tell you why they actually flagged it. So those are two simple steps that are not really that costly for a municipality, even with budgets as what they are, that they can do, and they take care of the most of the issues that they have facing.
The training itself now, is that complicated? Is it long? Can it be done sort of at a person's own pace? How does that look?
Yeah, so that's great. You're really good at this. So the email training, the way it's done, there's a number of different ways you can do it. It's all self-paced. You can, if you are a company or a municipality and you want to actually do it in a certain order, you'll sign up people to it. They'll do one, they'll get assigned another one. A lot of the email tools today, from a training perspective, they will say, you've done your training, then they'll monitor your usage. Hey, did you click on something you shouldn't have? Hey, did you move data that you shouldn't have, access data that you probably shouldn't have? And when they see something, they'll actually send you a training immediately and say, here's a 2-minute refresher of what you should do.
Okay.
So it's just in time. Hey, you've done something, you might want to revisit that. And for people that are doing the right things, they say, you don't need any extra training. Why am I going to waste your time and make you do more training for the next 2 hours when you're not doing anything wrong?
Right.
So it'll actually, it's very adaptive. AI is a wonderful set of tools, but it's in use with the actual real time when somebody does something and actually reinforcing that behavior at the moment.
Yeah.
It really makes a difference.
It sounds like you've got a great product for the municipalities, and is there many municipalities taking up on this now?
We've seen the switch. So this is our third event with MNL. So we were at the conference last year, we're at the symposium in Gander in between, and this one. And the conversation has already changed. So we've had, this morning alone, half a dozen municipalities come by and say, hey, we almost got hit by this. Hey, we did get hit by this, but we managed to recover. And they're all saying, hey, we need to do it. The thing is, I think there's a learning curve, because everybody still thinks this is hard, this is expensive,
of course,
and why wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And it's interesting because municipalities are being told by other organizations, hey, you need to go do these things.
Right.
But nobody's saying how to go do these things, or this is what your first step is. We're trying to say, hey, we have very simple, very cost-effective ways that you can do these things for yourself.
Yeah.
And we're here to help. We'll
Yeah.
provide that support as you need it.
And you're right in their backyard, right here in Newfoundland and Labrador, right?
Yes, exactly.
When you pick up the phone, you're not calling overseas.
You're not
calling
calling
right
overseas,
here.
and we will come to the locations.
Yeah.
We don't mind.
Yeah.
We want to be here. We want to support the local community, and we're incented to make this work.
I got to tell you, man, it sounds like a great product, a very logical way that you laid it out. It's something that municipalities should really sort of look at before it's too late, right?
Before it's too late.
Yeah.
It's a great place to work, right? You're surrounded by dedicated people who love what they do, and we're serving the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. You gotta love it. We're bringing brands to the province that we're proud of, we'd use personally, so it really makes us really happy to be able to share that throughout the province. I think what's unique is our connection to the province, to the people we serve, and where we live. At the end of the day, all the equipment we sell is meant to keep the province moving.